Dreamers, welcome back. This is module 5 where I'm going to show you guys the Bollinger Bands. Now this one is the easiest one to use and one that I use every single day when it comes to investing inside of stocks or buying options or selling options. This is the indicator that I use. I'm going to show you guys my settings. Now here we are on AMD. This is the 4-hour chart. Remember, I told you guys about the 200 EMA. That is the yellow line right here. And then this is the RSI indicator down here. Now if we pair the Bollinger Band with the EMA and also with the RSI indicator, it's going to show us great entries and exits to get in on AMD. So what you want to go to is go to the indicators tab and you type in BOLL, Bollinger Bands. You can add this one right here. You'll add Bollinger Bands to your chart. Now, once you add the Bollinger Bands to your chart, they should come up looking something like this. But I changed my settings. And let me show you guys what I changed my settings to. Hit the settings button right here. My inputs would be 30. Yours is going to start off on 20. Let me show you what it looks like if you say change it to 20. It'll look something like that. Very tight, very tight. A lot of wavy lines, but we're going to change it back to 30. Oh my goodness. All right. So we're going to change it back to 30. My bands type is going to be SMA, close, and our standard deviation is going to be 2. So let's go ahead and change that back. Our styles is red, blue, red, and green. Visibility, same things. All the settings is pretty much the same. The only thing I changed really is the length, which is 30. Now, if you keep it at 20, it'll take the last 20 bars of the 4-hour time frame, average it out, and make it this blue line. And then it give us a plus or minus 2 standard deviations. We give us the red and green line right here. Now, when you change it to 30, other than taking the last 20 bars, it's going to take the last 30 bars, which gives you even more information and makes the market a little less choppy and give you less fake outs inside of the market. So now it's going to take the last 30 bars, right? Average that out, give you the blue line, and give you a plus or minus 2 standard deviation when it comes to AMD. Now, this is what I absolutely love about adding in the Bollinger Bands, the RSI, and also the 200 EMA. Now, when it comes to the Bollinger Bands, whenever you see prices at the Bollinger Bands and at the top of the Bollinger Bands, price loves to stay inside of this cloud. It's inside of this cloud 90% of this time. So whenever you see price inside of this cloud, it's going to be inside this cloud 90% of this time. So whenever it's ever at the bottom of the Bollinger Band and price love to be inside this cloud, guess what's going to happen? It's going to bounce off the bottom of the Bollinger Bands to come somewhere near the blue line, the middle line, or whenever it's at the top of the Bollinger Band, like it is right here. It likes to bounce off the top of the Bollinger Band and then come back towards this blue line or all the way back down to the green line. And price love to stay inside this Bollinger Band. So one thing that I love to do is wait until it's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band and the price is oversold on the RSI. That means if we're getting it at a great value, it's undervalued, it's oversold down here. So remember, from module 4. So remember, from module 4, whenever price is oversold, price likes to bounce. So whenever it's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band and price is oversold down here, that is a great entry to where if we buy it right here, you guys can see that it did bounce off the bottom of the Bollinger Band and then continue to trend all the way back up to the top of the Bollinger Band. The same thing. You see it's coming near the 200 EMA. We know that it used this as a support and a resistance line. So it's at the top of the Bollinger Band. It's near this resistance line. And it's overvalued right here. So when it became overvalued, guess what? It went from the top of the Bollinger Band all the way back down to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. But as you guys can see right here at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, it's not oversold yet. It's not oversold yet, but it continued to drop to the bottom of the Bollinger Band and then became oversold. So remember, once it became oversold at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, guess what happened? It continued to trend all the way back up to this blue line. So and then it continues to trend all the way back up again to the top of the red line. So if you swing trading from the bottom of the Bollinger Band to the top of the Bollinger Band, you guys could use the RSI indicator, your support resistance of the 200 EMA in the Bollinger Band. Once again, it's at the top of the Bollinger Band, became overbought. Price loves to stay inside this cloud. It had popped outside the cloud. So price had, guess what it did? It came right back to the support now. Bounced out to support, came back to the support, and went trended right back up. So on AMD on the 4-hour chart, that is how you use the Bollinger Band indicator. Let's change it over to the 1-day chart and show you guys to make it even more clear. So on the 1-day chart, it became at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, undersold, went all the way back up to the top. Let's look for another example. Okay, we ain't even gonna look at the price yet. All right, so here's a place where it was overvalued. Let's look at the price now. Perfect. Top of the Bollinger Band, it popped out, overvalued. Guess what it did? Went from the top of the cloud all the way down to the bottom of the cloud. And we remember what I said, whenever it's this far away from the 200 EMA, price does usually come back and uses this as a support. So it finally came back and went from the top of the Bollinger Band to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, used this as support. That is a good swing trade. That would have been from the top right here to the bottom. That is a 32% swing trade right there. So that's how I use the Bollinger Bands. So that's how I use the Bollinger Bands whenever it's at the top of the Bollinger Band or bottom of the Bollinger Band. Add that with the RSI indicator and also the support and resistance of the 200 EMA. If you use the Bollinger Band and the RSI and the 200 EMA, I promise you it's going to make you an awesome technical analysis trader. You just go in, you do some quick technical analysis at a glance of an eye. I mean, you say, today's not a good day. Right now, it's not a good time to buy 10 shares. It's not. I'll wait. And so you just wait and be patient. You say, oh, this is at an amazing price. Other than buying 10 shares, I'm going to go buy 20 shares at this price right here. It's oversold. It's undervalued. It's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. I'm going to go in and buy up 20 shares. Oh, bam, you made money. Swing trade that. You made 20, 30%. Now it's at the top of the Bollinger Band. That don't mean sell. If you're a long-term investor, that doesn't mean sell. All that means is that other than buying 20 shares, you're like, it's kind of expensive right now. This stock is overvalued. It's kind of expensive. I'll just continue to dollar cost average in. I'll buy one share this week, one share this week, one share this week. Oh, it's oversold. It's at a great price. Oh, I'm about to buy 10 shares. And if you continue to do that over the next couple of years, I promise you your portfolio is going to outperform the S&P 500 and you're going to make a lot of money from it. So if you guys, thank you for joining the Patreon. Can't wait to see you guys in module 6 where I'll be going over trend lines. See you guys in module 6.